Well, hello. Welcome, all you wonderful people out there. Welcome to Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre, and good to see you this evening again, or this afternoon for your sakes over there. But yeah, it's absolutely great to see everybody on. Am I late? Yes, I suppose I'm a few minutes late, but fashionably so. Just waiting for everyone to join in. So let's take a look who's here. Buzzy, thank you very, very much for always putting out the streams and that. Wife Inna already. Peach is there, so language is clear. Alison Johnson, our beautiful lady from the Bay. Hey, babe from the Bay, I'm going to call you from now on. Cameron, how's it going, Cam? Had some really, really interesting and thought-provoking conversations with you this week. Very, very nice. Nick Miller, how's it going, Nick? Always good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. Who else we got? Cameron, Nick, and Buzzy. I think that's it for now. A rather quiet evening. All I did was say, well, we'll talk about you, what you want to talk about, and everybody else stayed away this time. Okay. Well, I sort of did a little bit of scrolling about because I know that there is also something else that we talk about, and that's a couple of shitbits. So we talk about shitbits as well. Yeah. I see Chris Wyatt. Link is down below as well. Has given more updates as well on the American refugee for Afrikaners, and that seems to be actually materializing, and not too soon either. So yeah, the only source that I do trust is Chris's at the moment. So if anybody is looking to want to find out more news or options of the refugee program, I suggest you go to Chris Wyatt's site and go to his videos, and there's a whole set under a refugee program, and it will give you all the information you need. I think he's got over 40 videos, if not over 50 by now, posted on the refugee program, and he actually works with proper facts, not assumptions or anything to that effect at all. So yeah, let's go and take a look at that. But anyway, so today, actually kicking off, I haven't put slideshows and everything together, so I'm just going to be chatting about it and seeing also what you think about things. I'm needing a lot of reaction and feedback from yourselves. So if you're watching and you're not typing, I don't know, speak up or forever hold your peace. USA is eventually let loose on tariffs on the world. Not just South Africa. Some of the tariffs, I think Lesotho got something like 99% tariffs, and they're like wanting to renegotiate their tariffs on jeans again, because I think they've got clothing factories that go out. The bottom line is we are not needed. We are a pimple on the butt, and we were a charity case. And we often do that in life as well. There's things that we carry or things that we pay that we don't need to, that actually don't have very much value to us, but it has more value to the others. And it's basically the same with South Africa. There was a lot more value to us than what there is for the States, but instead of being diplomatic about it, we have gone and shot. Well, not we are actually pretty decent. The government has gone and shouted their mouths off and created racial slurs. And I think South Africa takes consonance, I don't know what do you want to say, but It thinks it's protected because it's part of BRICS. Do you know that South Africa is so small? Once again, I'll refer to the pimple on the arse in BRICS. They have no say, and they actually mean nothing to BRICS. It's like the little chihuahua that follows the big dogs around. They have absolutely no added value whatsoever except for making a noise. And that's exactly what South Africa is in BRICS. So BRICS isn't coming around to help them either. But the problem is we got a 30%. Our vehicles were 25%, but we've got a blanket of 30%. So now the vehicles inclusive are 30% on export tariffs. Now that is a problem, because talking about 30%, I think about 30% of exports of South Africa, if not more, are done to the United States. The fact that AGOA is no longer favorable for South Africa doesn't form part of AGOA. Thank you very much to the government not even wanting to acknowledge and be accepting. So they just took them away. I mean, why not? And what made South Africa attractive to being a country to be invested in is the fact that AGOA gave zero export tariffs to the United States. So then you ended up with car factories, car manufacturers, and quite a few other manufacturers and companies actually building plants and head offices and that put into South Africa. And because it was lucrative to them and worth their while to export from South Africa to the States, because there was no tariff on it whatsoever, very, very much cheaper. Now there's a tariff on, which makes it extremely expensive. Number one, we're also much further away from the States than what you would find Europe or something to that effect, or even South America. So now we have a problem. South Africa was already becoming not an attractive country to invest in. And with the exposure of the reverse racism, which the government denies, and it's still occurring within South Africa, as well as the tariffs and the loss of AGOA, it has become totally unattractive to be able to invest in South Africa. I actually took a look yesterday where the rand was trading at 18 rand to the dollar. It's gone over 19 rand to the dollar now as well. So South Africa, take a look at your bottom line and see what you've done to yourself. What does Alison say? Put you up there. A combination of arrogance and stupidity equals dangerous government has destroyed our once beautiful country. Indeed so. And not only that, they're destroying their own people. They're destroying people. The problem, I don't know where I read it, and I saw a really good saying, not saying, but summing it up. Our government does not care for profit. Obviously, they care for money in their back pocket, but they don't care to strengthen the economy and to make a profitable company. They only care to hold on to power. That's all. And that's why they also admire Zimbabwe or Mugabe, not because his country went down the toilet, because he stayed in power so long. That's the whole thing. What's Cameron say? Timu and Shine don't want anything to do with South Africa anymore. There we go. And Timu is actually Chinese, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. Timu has Pendada, I think, is the holding company for Timu. And the other sad part is China reciprocated with 34% tariffs on the US. Yeah, you're right. Our government doesn't actually govern at all there. But so that's the one thing that I've been looking at and keeping my eye on, and has been really, really irritating me. But I've tried to get myself off the Snow White thing now as well. I was busy saying I was being infatuated by this wokeness. But yeah. Another thing, sad passing of an absolute legend of a star. I really loved his acting. I thought he was a great person. Val Kilmer on the 1st of April. It's the first time, 1st of April, when his posting of his death came up, that it was not an April Fool's joke. It was sadly true. At the age of 65, Val Kilmer has passed away due to pneumonia. Now, he has been fighting throat cancer for quite a few years now as well. It could be from that has increased or added to the symptoms of having pneumonia, taking on a little bit more. But he did not pass from throat cancer. He passed from pneumonia. But yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends. And he will always be remembered for phenomenal roles in Top Gun, The Doors, Batman, Heat. There was a Western as well where he played Doc Holliday. He's got a real good... He never won any awards, but he didn't need to. His success and his acting and his story spoke for himself as such. So, wow, what a man. Anyway, I'm bouncing around, so shit bits it is. VAT increase. A VAT increase is absolutely horrific. When you say 0.5%, it actually doesn't sound like very, very much. And it isn't for these filthy rich. For those in Parliament who can actually pour out blue whiskies and blue label whiskies and houses all over the place and very corruptly move. And also for anybody in the rich pound seats, which is a very small percentage of South Africa. Everyone always turns around and says, well, the whites are a small percentage of South Africa and they have all the money. Well, let me tell you that there are more rich blacks than whites in South Africa. And unfortunately, a lot, I'm not saying South African whites haven't achieved it through corruption, but more white South Africans have honestly achieved their money than black South Africans. Unfortunately, those at the top there are the corrupt buggers. So it doesn't affect them. Who it does affect are your middle class, your below middle class, and your poor class. And those are 90% black, which means that it's affecting their own people. You take just your grocery bill and you take a couple of thousand, I don't know, 3,000 Rand a month. And then I'm working on a minimum because a lot of people are up to 5,000-6,000 Rand a month on groceries. I don't think you can get through. Hello, Fiona, our beautiful lady in waiting. Yeah, there we go. Allison's put it out there for us. 0.5 equals 7%. So, just on, those couple of thousands a month, and we're only looking at groceries, would be that. But then you're not looking at fuel. Then you're not looking at lights and water. Then you're not looking at levies. Then you're not, anything that an invoice is issued for is going to tackle you with VAT. So whether it is buying something, whether it is paying for a service, whether it is getting into your car and driving somewhere, the very next thing to take heed from this will be the petrol price, because fuel's going to go up. The very next thing to go from that is food's going to go up. Food is going to go up because it's going to cost more to be able to transfer or transport the food to the shop. So that'll go up. So you'll be paying that increase as well. And on top of that payment, you are going to be paying an increase in VAT as well. They do not realize that they are absolutely strangling their life out of their very own people, the South Africa that was supposed to be taken care of. So, yes. Cameron says, let's put it up there. We are living on my dad's 2210 2000 SASSA grant. We have had to apply for food parcels now, though you need to be part of the Ingia Church, apparently. Sure, the Ingia Church will help everybody as well. And I know sometimes you know what, people are being forced to their knees in this current situation because of that. I mean, we're already paying so much tax. Everyone in South Africa, tax is killing them. And then they have the audacity because they don't feel it. If I'm a absolute wealthy millionaire, or I'm sitting there as a member of parliament, and they were actually talking the other day about these smaller parties. These smaller parties in parliament that make up parliament is absolutely ridiculous because they got like 1-2 seats in parliament, etc., etc. They have absolutely no say in parliament, and there's a whole lot of them. They sit there, they collect a massive salary, they add no value to parliament because they are too small to hold anyone accountable, they are too small to sway any votes. All they do is fill a few gaps in parliament and minimize the actual powers that need be in parliament. They should actually be pulling out all the parties and saying 3, maybe 4 if you really, really have to. Otherwise, 3 parties max, the top 3 parties, that is who you vote for. And to hell with these little parties, because they literally sucking a salary out of the government and they are doing nothing, absolutely nothing. So, yeah, that's my 5 cents piece. And then what gradually disappeared over the last 20 years without people noticing? What has gradually disappeared for you without noticing? I was reading a few things about what is gradually being disappearing. And they were looking at things like, what you haven't realized, privacy has disappeared over the last 20 years through social media, cookies, cell phones. You don't have, your cell phone monitors you. I mean, social media monitors you, your internet monitors you. I mean, you've never seen so many advertisements, so many what's cookie files, but little markers being placed on your phone, on your internet, on everything that you do. I mean, by all means, track me down. I really don't care. If I'm that important to you, well, somebody tell me why, because I really don't have anything that's really important to track or to find or to try and hack or anything like that. But still, you do not have any privacy. Privacy in the last 20 years from what you was to what you have now is gone. People can see. This is why I don't like Facebook as well, because I think Facebook is an invasion of your privacy. People actually go onto Facebook to troll you, to stick their nose into your business, and when they've stuck their nose into your business, they all they do is criticize you for it. You know, look at so and so. Look what they've done there. Look at I actually keep Facebook only to actually stay in contact with a few friends. I really don't post on Facebook. You know what? I'd probably message them, or if one or two would post something. I don't want to really post because I've got some real nasty people on Facebook that are pretty toxic. And I turn down friend requests by the dozen. I don't want to know that so-and-so's dregs of humanity's boyfriend now wants to be my friend, or so-and-so's ex-husband wants to be my friend, or so-and-so's partners along the line, or his mother or his grandmother or his father wants to be my friend all of a sudden. I don't want to even go down that road. I am not interested. I don't want to stick my nose into that business. Don't stick your nose into my business, because I'm just opening up my private life to you, which is absolutely crazy. And then, yeah, that's why you end up with, I think TikTok does it as well, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube. Even YouTube, you've got cookies on there. Let's see what's Cam saying. Then we crazy enough to wear smartwatch. Yeah, there we go. Then we crazy enough to wear smartwatches and the monitors, blood pressure, skin temperature, and who knows what else. Yeah, no smartwatch, just a pure little. I think it's 9 or 12 RMB digital watch. Stress levels too. Yeah, stress levels have gone up. What else has gone missing for you over the last? Peace of mind has disappeared. Yeah. Our peace and contentment, tranquility, a lot due to possibly human greed, a lot due to peer pressure, a lot to societal pressure, a lot to governmental pressures, and I mean, we had our freedom taken away during COVID. That was absolutely mind-wrenching. What else has disappeared? Physical media has disappeared. Movies, music, games, newspapers, magazines. You can't. I used to love buying my games. The physical copy was always important to me, to go and buy the disc, and I had my games in a disc. Movies. Remember when we used to go to Musica, which doesn't exist anymore, and we used to go and buy our movies or our CDs from Musica? No, they don't exist anymore. Games don't exist anymore. Newspapers, very few, and the circulation's down. Magazines. I was terribly disappointed when I went to South Africa, and I went, yes, now I'm going to get a magazine, and there is absolutely nothing that really caters for me so much at all. So yeah, everything has gone digital. You want to play a game, you download the game. You want to listen to music, you've got Apple Music, you've got I think YouTube, you've got Spotify, and then you've got all kinds of other sites and that as well, that you can play music, stream music, get music videos. Same with movies. Movies these days, you rent them offline, you get them online. You've got so many different streaming platforms. We don't even take the right amount of time to watch a series anymore. Series that used to take us 3-4 months to watch, if not a little bit longer. Every week we used to wait excitedly, get bathed, showered, pack up in front of the TV, and in between the ad breaks, you used to race for the toilet and back over the couch again. Now we watch all 8 to 12 episodes in one day, 2 days, over one weekend. There is nothing like series on TV. Somebody also said the attention span seems to have gone away. There we go, guys. Also, down in my links downstairs, there is the link as well to White Zulu's YouTube channel. Take a look there and go and subscribe if you haven't. But yeah, go and take a look at it. It is in the links down in the comments, or in the additional stuff downstairs. Cameron, what did you say? Safety, love, friendship, trust. Those things have all gone. Yeah, that's very true, Cameron. What is safety these days? I saw it on the Ellerine site, and I think, Cam, you sent it to me the other day. They're wanting to take away guns and tasers and things from the security companies. Madness, because how are the security companies going to provide security for us, which we've got to pay for anyway, which is now going to increase with that as well, and then your level of security drops. Love and friendship, how plastic does it get? You don't actually get to speak, to communicate with people anymore. People text these days, which is such a plastic way of communicating, because you don't get to see expressions, you don't get to hear tones, you don't get to actually feel an emotion. It's such a dead way of communicating, is texting. But that's all people know these days. I always say I miss the days of the my mom used to hang Christmas cards all over our house in Christmas time, and birthday, you used to collect your birthday cards and you used to pack them out on the dining room table on the day of your birthday, so you can pack out all your birthday cards. And that slowly started going away. And then people started sending emails. And so you didn't get physical birthday cards anymore. Now, emails have just been replaced by a SMS, or now social media, just a WhatsApp message or something like that. And now they don't even do that anymore, because now you don't even have to think of it. Now Facebook or Instagram or whatever pops up and says it's so-and-so's birthday. He has a line that says, happy birthday, so-and-so. Do you want to post it? And you tick on it and you post. You have no meaning. It's as plastic as can be. I agree with you 100%. Trust, Cam, what is trust these days? Trust is thrown away, unfortunately. We've become so manipulated by technology. Once again, due to our own choice as well. Unfortunately, we are forced to use technology and social media to keep up with society's demands, which place an indirect pressure on us. But I think we also overindulge in it at times. We put ourselves into doom scrolling. You know what? There are people who abuse drugs, who get addicted to drugs, and there's people who get addicted to alcohol, and there's people addicted to vaping and smoking, and there's different kinds of addictions. And sometimes when you come to terms with the addiction, you've got to go and get help, or you've got to learn to stop it. But what we're not looking at is technology addiction, social media addiction, texting addiction, cell phone addiction, doom scrolling addiction. Who doesn't go to the toilet without their cell phone these days? And what do we do on the toilet? They open up Facebook, they open up Instagram, they open up TikTok, they open up, I go to the, now this is actually a shitty subject, it's really a shit, but anyway, I do take my phone there, but I actually try and open up a newspaper, or I actually have a couple of PC magazine sites that I sort of try, and I'm looking at parts and things at the moment, try and read that. I'm even trying not to go on to news too much at the moment. Yeah, Cameron, and then they run around with AK-47s. Nick says proper tinned pickled fish. I loved that fish. We always used to have it over Easter. Was the because oh geez, I haven't got my hair too well. Sorry about that. But we always used to have that pickled fish over Easter, and if my aunt didn't make it, we actually buy the yeah. But I know you get that. I think there's that yellow one these days, but it is ridiculously expensive that you cannot afford it anymore. It's absolutely mad. So yes, attention spans, because people have stopped listening. People are so much wanting to put their opinion down, wanting to correct everyone, wanting to cancel everyone, wanting to disagree everyone, wanting to be offended by everyone, wanting to become emotionally charged, that we do not pay attention, we do not listen. We hear the sound, we hear the noise, and therefore we have an attention span of a flea these days. Not many people read anymore. I mean, take a look myself. I mean, because things get fast and furious. I do read my Wilbur Smith books, but the rest is done on Audible. And isn't it easier to watch a YouTube video or call up a movie or a series or whatever before you actually pick up a book anymore these days? I was chatting to someone the other day, and we were talking about a Sunday, which are the Sundays, and I was actually mentioning a friend of the family's. We call her Auntie Letty, and she's a Seventh-day Adventist, and their Sunday actually falls on a Saturday, but from sundown on Friday night to sundown on Saturday evening, you rest. You take everything easy and quiet. Yes, you know what? If you can make a cup of tea, you can make sandwiches or whatever. It's not like a you've got to sit and meditate thing. But between those times, she would listen to music, but just like nice, tranquil music. Wasn't necessarily gospel music. Sometimes it was classic. Sometimes it was just someone singing or whatever, or just instrumental. Whatever was relaxing and quiet for her, she meditated, but not sitting meditating. Her meditation became a peace of mind. She read a book, she would draw, she would make sandwiches for lunch, or she'd made lunch the previous day until Saturday evening sundown. After Saturday evening sundown, she switched on the TV again, or she went to visit. And it wasn't like you couldn't visit them during that time. If we went to visit, we'd go there, we'd find her sitting reading or listening to music, and she'd make tea, and we would visit. But the whole idea was to have a tranquil time. And I really thought, yeah, you know what, that's really phenomenal. These days, people don't want to. They don't make the time to create that kind of tranquil time. What's it, proper tinned? What's Cameron say? I can't poop and look at my cell phone at the same time. I need to sit and focus on the task at hand. Geez. Cameron, go to your calculator. You can work it out. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we're visually overstimulated. The light that comes into us. Yeah, no, I was chatting to you, Cam. I just wasn't too sure if you wanted me to mention a person that I was chatting to or not. So I never actually just bring up a name without having somebody mention it. Yeah, no, we've had some phenomenally good conversation and thought-provoking pieces that we've actually danced around. And it was actually quite pleasant, because we didn't necessarily see eye to eye, but we also didn't disrespect or opinionate or want to cancel or whatever. It was actually good to listen to different points, which was really good. Cam says, my dad is retired Seventh-day Adventist pastor. Our house attracts beggars like flies, yet we hardly survive. Yeah, because they know those people really actually care. As I said, Auntie Letty was a Seventh-day Adventist, and the nicest thing and she does it to this day, sundown Friday evening to sundown Saturday evening is just quiet. You're doing quiet things. You're nothing hectic, and you're not involved with technology. So unless you're playing a record or music or something like that, It's not like you've got to suddenly become a nun for 24 hours, but for that time, you're reading your book, you sort of meditating your body into just being quiet, which I think was great. Hendo woke up 15 minutes ago, afternoon, our favorite European South African or South African European. Are you keeping, my friend? Linda van Rooyen, how are you keeping? Really, really good. We're busy talking a little about what has gradually changed over the last 20 years without people noticing. Spoke attention span. Payphones, remember ticky boxes? That's what you had to phone your parents with. That's what you had to phone from the army with. That's what you had to phone when you went on a school tour or something like that. That's what you phoned home with if you were in town or if you were away. There was no such thing as a cell phone. I don't think I have seen a ticky box, or not a ticky box, a call box or whatever in, many, many years. And the part that I was reading as well also said manners and respect. Unfortunately, we have given our children so much leeway and become so offended, and I don't know what else you want to call it, woke, that children these days are growing up arrogant and entitled, and I don't know what the future is going to be like having those kind of children around. Henda, having a belated breakfast. Dude, it's 8:30 at night. Yeah, it should be supper. Oh yeah, please smash the like button. I actually forget to say that every time as well. I must bring up those little sticker things, etc., etc. Cameron says ticky boxes don't take notes, so they weren't taken anyway. Well, in China, you could have as many notes or as many coins as what you want to on you. You couldn't even get a cool drink. I got to China with a whole lot of cash in my hand, and I couldn't get a single cool drink for Ina. Need your cell phone. That's it. Or your face. You can actually program your face onto your bank app so that you go to a vending machine that actually does a facial scan, and you just look at it and it pops out your vending for you. I just don't want to go that far because just now somebody takes my head for buying stuff in that. Still have a few ticky boxes in the UK. Says that was Hendo. Hendo says still a few ticky boxes in the UK. They were all broken. Hendo, cock future with the dodgy kids. That's it, yeah, that's it. We've lost respect, manners, integrity, and it's a slow boil. It's a slow boil, and that's world. I'm not talking about South Africa now. I'm talking about the world in general. So those are things that have gradually disappeared over the last 20 years without people noticing. And then small things that you don't notice, like Nick brought up there, pickled fish in a proper can. You know what? We took that for granted until granted was taken away from us. Fiona says we used to bypass the ticky by poking a hairpin in and then removing it quickly to get a free call. You rebel, you, Fiona. Nick says it's Jan van Riebeeck Day today. Oh, wow. Allegiance to him. Julius must be going mad. Yeah. No, absolutely. But then, as I said, shit bits, I was bouncing up all over the place, so I'm going from one thing to another. If we move on again, why did Russia and North Korea not get any trade tariffs slapped on them? I was not aware of that, and I saw people asking the question, why did Russia and North Korea not have tariffs slapped on him? Some comments in the comment box, this was off a Reddit post, were like, well, because there's already sanctions, they would have to lift certain sanctions to be able to put tariffs on like a North Korea or something like that. I don't know about Russia. They apparently don't do that much trading with Russia. And then, I don't know, maybe there were tariffs put on, but apparently North Korea and Russia didn't get trading tariffs put on. So why? Hendo says North Korea is stuck in the twilight zone. Fiona says I was smart, ne? You're smart. You were a rebel, Fiona. You just have that innocent lady look now, but I'm telling you, behind it is an anarchic rebel. When you smile, you can see that naughty little chuckle. Would you like to play a game? Yeah. Still sanctions on Russia. Yeah. So, what the average thought, apart from the conspiracy theorists, the average decent thought was the fact that to be able to put down tariffs, trade tariffs, you would be having to lift sanctions. So yeah. Yeah, we're going to be sanctioned, of course. I mean, the government's acting like a bunch of peanuts, spoiled kids. As we said, we've lost respect and decency throughout everything. I mean, are we worried about our kids? Look at the old age home. What did Cam? You said it beautifully the other day. We've got a bunch of geriatrics in the government. Janice Lawrence, hello, welcome to Pepper's Echo. What's good, Zulu? Yeah, no. That innocent little face is not as innocent as what it appears. So yeah, I'm so right. I know that, Fiona. You can just see that little twinkle in that eye when you look at you. Also, you know what? I don't know how old everyone on the group is, but I think everyone has a certain level of appeal these days and has matured well. So what I'd like to know is, what technology have you seen rise and fall? One of the things that were brought up was the dial-up modem. Remember that? And then somebody picks up the phone and disconnects your line. And it's like, oh, no. In 1999, I know, which was pretty late, was the first time I got a computer with a mouse, and I got a dial-up modem for the internet. And it was PC Gamer or Net Games or something like that, a magazine that I got a CD in that you could put into your CD-ROM and connect to the internet with, and I got connected through NetActive. Yeah. Janice, we normally chill, yeah, especially the moderators. Endo. Yes, like chilling on my side. CDs, DVDs, and the internet. Yes, CDs came in, CDs went out, the internet came in. The internet's still there, but I think, Cam, we were talking, and you brought up a brilliant subject, which I didn't actually get time when I didn't do proper research on, which I think I'd like to do a whole stream on in total, and that's the dead web. Just to cover what Cam had actually mentioned, talking about the web. The internet was big at one stage with companies, and everybody had a page, and these days it's non-existent. You now have a social media site, and that's it. You don't really get people not even looking up, although that is what you really want, is quick access to site to things like that. Bring back the Sony cassette player, says Hendo. Remember that, the Walkman. I remember the Walkman with the little sponge and the tape and the penlight batteries. And if yours took 6 penlight batteries, it lasted longer than your buddies with the 2 penlight batteries. Telephone exchanges, yeah, everything's gone. So I was trying to speak to, I can't remember what I was trying to do, find out about something the other day. And the stupid AI chatbot keeps on answering you, and it's to actually get hold of a live person these days is just amazing. Yeah, Chris' live streams are hectic, more relaxed pace. Yeah, but Chris has got to deliver. It's where you get your news. That's the only news that I basically trust to this very day. Link down below. Find Chris Wyatt's link. It's the only news I trust. The rest, there are channels that have interesting discussions and information. Renaldo's got a lot that comes out as well. He questions a lot as well. I think Joe Emilio does well. Morning Shot does well. I have Renaldo's links at the bottom here as well, and Chris. But Chris is the only one that you get news from, guys. If I can tell you, that is it. Buzzy, Wi-Fi routers now using fiber routers. Yeah. and we have routers with VPNs built in these days as well here on this side. So remember the video shops? Yep, VCRs, video shops, DVD shops. You will not believe, I was watching a stream, The Boys or something like that, and they went to Brackpan not so long ago, a month or two ago, and there's still a video shop in Brackpan, or a DVD shop. However, I don't think they rent them, they just sell the movies, which means I think they actually produce them as well, if you know what I mean. But yeah, my dream at one stage when I was through school is I'm going to buy a video shop and buy a video shop franchise, because I decided that would be a lucrative business to have, and that, you know what, I enjoyed the entertainment and things, and I thought that would be great. A big mistake I would have made, because I would have been out of company, out of pocket, and where do you go from video shop? I don't know. Hendo, nommer asseblief, Boet Fasie en Tannie Kriekie. Cameron Linda trying to do DOS to Linux. Yeah, well, my first computer was a DOS, and it only worked on floppy, but I had a Lonnie computer. I had a double floppy, literally the floppies, not the stiffies, the floppies, not floppies. Just now Julius gets all upset. Floppies. But double floppy, and I worked with DOS as well, and Lotus. When I started using Lotus before Excel, there was Lotus. And I used to use it on a monochrome machine. Fax machines is also mentioned. MP3 players. Remember Tamagotchi craze, where everyone, you couldn't actually get someone in school to actually pay attention, because they were busy feeding and playing and keeping their Tamagotchis alive. Beepers, fax machines, VCRs, DVDs. Remember, I don't know. I think Betamax is what Blu-ray was. Sony Betamax was supposed to be a great videotape kind to come out, and then VHS just brought it all out. It's like Blu-ray HD just took out Blu-ray. Blu-ray didn't become there. Fax machines, when I used to work at the hotels, we used to have to send through our figures every morning. We faxed them through to head office. It was amazing. There was no internet and email and things like that, or shared sites that you used to, servers that you put it onto. What's Enda says, stomped to the video shop to rent Rambo movies, Easter flicks. I used to rent Chuck Norris, Missing in Action, bro. Those were good stuff. Before, and then of course Sylvester Stallone became my hero. There's a new movie out, I actually got to watch it this week as well, called The Working Man with Jason Statham, and my absolute delight was to see that it was produced by Sylvester Stallone. So what a better combination. So and it's really, really good. It's a nice action movie that doesn't have some kind of political, social message to it. It's just like some good action movies again. You piss me off and I'm going to find you and kill you. Talking about movies, I'm really looking forward to, strangely enough, finding Liam Neeson playing the lead role in once again, reboot of a movie, or a continuation of a movie, sequels, The Naked Gun. Remember Frank Devin in The Naked Gun? The new Frank Devin Jr. now is Liam Neeson. So I'm not too sure when that's going to be coming out. I'm also looking very forward to The Accountant 2, which should be coming out. The new, the final second part of the Mission Impossible. So there's a few movies I'm looking forward to coming out at this very time and moment. What we got? Sheldon in Big Bang Theory still has his Tamagotchi. This is Hendo. Let me put him up there. I keep on forgetting to put you guys up because I'm having a nice read over here. But I do have you on screen over here on the right-hand side. You must tell me if that bothers you guys. It's just that sometimes when you have cell phones and things like that, you actually don't get your chat. So I did put it in there. But especially Hendo, you guys, and the other mods, just if there's something that shouldn't be there or should be there, give me a shot and I'll see what I can do about it. Please, you also work for the big guns, so you can give the small ones a couple bit of advice. Fiona says, we got a Betamax first and then the other kind came out instead. So my 6-year-old son would copy all the videos we got from the shop before returning them. Yeah, how many of us did that? I had a couple that I did that with as well. You'd hire a video machine from the store, and then you'd use your video machine at home. Our remote control, it wasn't actually a remote for our video machine. Our TV didn't have it. I was the remote, and go and change the channel. So then I go and change the channel. But we got a video machine with a remote control. You plugged the cable into the front of the video machine, and the cable went across the room to where it was on a little switch on your hand. Yeah, he was a real pirate. Arr, me matey. Igoli, remember Igoli? Sure. Everyone used to. Igoli and Dallas. Keep quiet, go away. Everyone watch Dallas. America is stuck on doing too many reboots and remakes. Yeah, I think we spoke about that as well as the remakes of movies. America is stuck on doing too many reboots and remakes. They aren't using their imagination anymore. Yeah, and I'm afraid that, you know what, if they would just do a nice remake or a reboot, it would be, but they're trying to shove agendas and different messages and different agendas into it. Buzzy would say, can't see it. The should be over here. The chat should be coming out over here. It's over here now. Henda says, Fiona, Steve Hofmeyer, Loverboy en agter elke man with Tanstini. Ach, hoekom moet 'n mens so suffer, jong? I remember that as well. That was really, really good. The other thing that has gone missing in our lives is the drinkable tap water. Remember the days that you could drink tap water? I mean, when I left South Africa, I wasn't drinking tap water already. And yeah, so I don't know, it's been 10, 15 years since I actually drank water, if not longer. You could pick up the garden hose and just go and have a good drink. Now these days, you probably die or actually give yourself a reverse enema. Sorry, I passed that one by. You are pointing in the right spot, Pepper. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Ken. Yes. So technology is amazing. We don't actually account for the fact that we've seen the rise and fall of technology at the pace that it's going as well. It is pretty scary sometimes because, I mean, I'm sitting here and I actually want to stress out because I am trying to keep up with IA phenomenally, anyway, hectically. And then there's maps. I was actually, Google Maps are nice, and I was obviously got the Apple to work with Apple Maps over here. But then I found another set of maps called A Maps, and they actually work astoundingly well. For me, I actually prefer A Maps to Google or Apple Maps. Just a quick plug for A Maps there. A Maps, if you're wanting to sponsor, yes. Hendo, the Kerktannies love Days of Our Lives and the Bold and the Beautiful, and Sevendelaan. Sevendelaan is something that rose and fell in our time. It closed, stopped. Yeah, the Days, Bold and the Beautiful. What is it? Santa Barbara was the other one as well. Buzz, my eyes are bad, Andre. I see it, but can't read it. Okay, it's a bit small. I'll see if I know how to tickle with it. I don't want to make it too big, otherwise I'm sort of shoved out of the picture there, especially when I'm throwing up things. But yeah, I will see what I can do about them as well as we go along. Today I learned that the Catholic Church has a secret facility just outside St. Louis in Missouri where abusive priests are sent. So at the peak times, there were actually 23 facilities around the world like that. Now, the interesting thing is that if you're a Catholic priest and you actually now have toyed with a little boy or a little girl or something like that, they send you to a sort of a house arrest facility to give you a chance to repair your sins or whatever and to keep you away from the congregation. Young and the Restless. There we go, Cam. But if you are a Catholic priest and you fall in love with a woman and you do have a physical interaction with the woman, you are kicked out of the priesthood. So my question, and the question posed there is, okay, I don't know if there's still up to, it said at their peak there were 24. There's just this one that they were talking about that they'd learned about. I don't know if there's any more there, but it's just very strange that the Catholic Church would eject you from priesthood or from the church and not give you a chance or an opportunity if you actually literally fell in love to consenting adults, and you would be ejected, and where you would be retained and given opportunity if you were an abusive priest for pedophilia or something like that. Yeah, ridiculous. I saw something, I didn't actually put the article down, so this is off the cuff, about, I think there's a South African farmer in the United States, working farm manager or something like that, who's also been held for child pornography. So I don't know about that as well. What movie, TV, video game soundtrack still stays in your head? Is there any soundtrack from a movie or a TV or a game that actually still plays in your head? I mean, for instance, if it was, if you still had the Achter Elke Man, or Dallas, na 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 na. Remember that? And then Bonanza, Bonanza. Yeah, there was a lot. What's Fiona say? Abusive Catholic priests are usually sent quietly to another parish with impunity. Disgraceful. Yeah, they hang on to them, and then those who are actually whammo, they get the ticket, and those who are with consenting adults, they get chucked out. Hendo says the Catholic Church these days has nothing to do. Has nothing to do original Christianity. We were actually talking about that, and we'll actually make this it will be a stream on its own as well. Religion, Christianity, and your own faith. But we'll take a look at that, because schools and churches these days are businesses. Sadly, even the ones that are intending to be right or correct or go along the path, as soon as they become a little popular, they also seem to succumb to their own egos or popularity. But we'll zoot that one on its own. Nick says Airwolf and the A-Team, yes. You can see Dallas movie on YouTube. Okay, there we go. I used to watch a couple of Bonanza episodes on YouTube as well. Saturday Night Fever. Oh, you rebel, you. Yes, Fiona. Night Fever, Night Fever. Oh, Hendo, Trompie, the movie on YouTube as well. Trompie en die boksombende. Dis blikkies Davie Royes en Busman die Brak. Knight Rider, today we have Tesla, yeah. No, there were some good things. If I had to bring movies and that up a little bit as well, the soundtrack of A Knight's Tale is just probably the best still to this very day. There was also a movie, I quite liked my rock music, and it worked out really, really well. The original early one, the one that came out, I know there were sequels afterwards, Ein Eagle. I'm not too sure who the kid was who played in it, but I think it was Louis Gossett Jr., who it was also fighter planes in that, the original Top Gun movie. So, yeah. Yes, Nick Knight Rider. Magnum PI, Cameron and Seinfeld. Did you also know I actually quite enjoyed the Magnum PI reboot? Was actually quite nice. I really liked it. I've seen it all once again. Yes, Woke Fever, watched all the episodes and everything like that of the new Magnum. And Higgins, remember Higgy Babe? How's it, Dylan? How are you keeping? Always good to see you, my friend. Higgy Babe is now a real babe. She's a woman in the new Magnum, but I actually still quite enjoyed the new Magnum, and I've seen, I think, everyone. John Travolta is alleged to be a pedophile. Oh. You know what? I'm cautious of this type of news these days, because then there's a pedophile, and then he was on Epstein Island, and then he was supposed to have been gay as well. I don't know. You also never know. Maybe he was at P. Diddy's parties. You don't know these days. The rich and shameless become so rich that they've got everything. So they unfortunately start searching for more in what they don't have. Yes. Murder, She Wrote. That was a stunning one. Remember, we always used to be glued to the TV for Murder, She Wrote. And it also ran forever. Angela Lansbury, that was the lady there. The A-Team, Magnum, the old one, Hawaii Five-0. I never watched Hawaii Five-0. What I watched was Miss Dot and Miami, which was actually Miami Vice. Yeah, so those were some excellent ones that actually came along. Really, really great. And you take, as I said, now they actually churn them out in blocks. Boom, boom. And you watch, I mean, we're busy watching at the moment, but we watch 1 or 2 episodes probably in the evening. So you're still seeing them more than what you would see them weekly. Is the new Jack Reacher. Season 3 is out on Jack Reacher, which is really quite good. And as I was speaking about last week, is Zero Day, and there was another one that I mentioned last week that I can't think of at the moment. It was really, really good. Derek was a German dub, yeah, a guy. I always wondered how he got bags under his eyes until I got to this age, and then I realized that's why, because he had the most prominent bags under his eyes ever, that Detective Derek. Yeah, that was great. Reacher is awesome. Yeah, is not woke at least. Yeah. At least it's not woke at all. And I'm actually quite enjoying Daredevil Reborn. Also, really good. Oh, he was on the menu. The other one was the something list. Oh, I don't know. He was on the manifest of the plane. Oh, to the island. Really? Yeah. We'll do some research into Epstein Island. Married with Children reruns. Hi, Maya. It was excellent. Oh, Al Bundy. You know what? Those things were actually great. It was sort of realism exaggerated. That was excellent. Yeah, the Dutch giant in Reacher has his own YouTube channel. Is it? Oh, wow. No, I quite enjoyed Reacher. What I did enjoy, and I do hope that they reboot as well and bring back, do again, which they cancelled, is The Punisher. I actually enjoyed The Punisher as well very, very much. I agree, Cam Tracker is also a good one. Hendo, what have we got? Oh, the Dutch giant. There we go. Thank you very much, Hendo's popped it in the chat. Is the link for the Dutch giant. What do we got? Third Rock from the Sun. That was excellent as well. The John Lithgow was really, really good there as well. Third Rock from the Sun. Good stuff that has still resonates within our mind. I always wonder, what will our children have to look back upon, or what's that? What's Hendo saying? Married with Children has a YouTube channel I watch almost daily. Al Bundy. It was like, really, it was almost the normal American family, just exaggerated, and that's what it is. Coneheads, that was a movie. Yeah, the first Punisher was great. Yeah, I'm talking about the series one. Yeah, there's so many different. I know there was about 3 different Punishers out at one stage. So yeah, I am pushing my hour at the moment already, and yeah, there's my notes that I work from. Good. Wife is insistent that I should be using my notebook. I'm just getting to things, and then I just scroll them down on my tissue as I go through them when I'm sitting here during the week. Here we go. Anne-Marie, ons kyk na vroeg aan. Oh yes, haas das en iskas and Philly Volley. Oh, and who can still sing Benny Bookworm's song? Remember that? Bytjie blaas en ons moet sing. Benny, kan jy die story bring? Something I saw the other day as well of good movie, of good TV and movie intros, or it was movie intros, was Maya the Bee. TV and PooTube keeps me busy, says Dylan. From your sides, do you actually just have the free YouTube? Has anyone actually ever subscribed to YouTube at all, premium? I see I get the offer every now and again as well. It's not too expensive, but all the little subscriptions do build up. So I don't know. And I do have Spotify, and I do have a TV box, and I do have Audible for reading books. So I don't know if it would be very, very worth my benefit to actually subscribe or go to YouTube Premium. So if any of you have YouTube Premium, let me know. Kinders, jy moet tog roep. There we go. Anders hou hy aan met soek. There we go, Anne-Marie. So no on my heart. Cameron says, I have blockers. Yeah, no, the past is good. Pumpkin patch. Oh my goodness me, Hendo. It's good to have been exposed to this, and this is why I sometimes say I wonder what our kids will have to hold on to for their future that has been innocent and wholesome and actually made you into the person that you were, with the messages that are pushed these days through even children's programs you guys were mentioning at Philly Volley, Haas Das, Pumpkin Patch, all of those things there. I see someone's mentioning Barney in the purple pedo dinosaur. Thanks, Cam. Yeah, all of that. They were pretty much for kids. These days, even your kids' stuff are like demons and souls and goodness knows whatever that is being put in there. Best decade ever, says Hendo. Hendo, I've got to agree with you. I've got to put it up there. Best decade ever. Who's got that one? 80s rocked. Yeah, definitely. There has never been a decade like the 80s. 80s was actually a turning decade, was a turn in the century, very much so. Snow shite. I've just told you that I'm trying to wean myself off these things, because what we expose ourselves to, we sometimes end up, and something that I push, it's my narrative that I push on this show, and you are full of basically what you surround and expose yourself to shapes your focus and your emotion. And I sometimes become a pretty emotional person myself. Quick one before I go. Ray McCormick, the golfer, taped his mouth shut during golf tournaments to control his emotional outbursts. On the golf course. Let's see if I can get you a share here. Take a look at this.
Been having not so fun time this year on the golf course. Pretty angry and mad, so I figured I've tried a lot of things, and I just figured I'd shut myself up, so I put tape over my mouth. I mean, at this point, I've tried about everything. I've read a lot of books, I've talked to people, just too angry on the golf course. So I have run out of ideas, and I thought about the tape thing a couple weeks ago. And yeah, so just unfortunately came down to that today. I was hoping maybe it would help me. Can't say that it did or didn't, but yeah, I don't know. It certainly makes you breathe. I mean, you know, I felt like Bane, like Batman, just like muzzle myself. I mean, I'm not like proud, but it, you know, I don't want to create an experience for my playing partners that's not, you know, fair. And, you know, it's not fair to me either or to other people. So I, you know, having a tough time, and that was my solution today.
How did you communicate with your caddy?
Mostly just writing down the numbers. I would just point and ask him for a read sometimes. Yeah, it made things a lot simpler, I'll tell you that.
I can think of a couple other people that would like to have their mouth taped up, and sometimes I think I should tape mine up as well, because I sometimes have a bit of an emotional outburst. But to finish off today, surrounding and exposing yourself to is what shapes your focus and your emotion. Politics, negativity, whether it be left or right, both feel correct to you. Whatever you go on to, Cam, we were talking about this as well. You can find it. You can associate yourself with it. You can inundate yourself with it. And that's why you've also got to be careful what you expose yourself to, because you almost get a dopamine shot from filling yourself up from the internet, especially YouTube and X and Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of these things that push the narrative. Your algorithm also comes to you as such. People on YouTube, doesn't matter how good their intentions are opinionated, and they will push their opinion. And it's you actually choose the opinion that you are aligned with, and that actually gives you your dopamine. I mean, I can sometimes feel I've overdone it. I mean, I actually had such a, I wouldn't say obsession, but I had such an anger with that Snow White movie. I mean, I think it was 3 weeks in a row, 3 streams in a row that I actually mentioned it, and I actually had to sort of like stop it. But even now in my algorithm, I'm still getting things about so-and-so's, Rachel Zegler's gone off about this, and this. And then I realized, you know, you've gone on it too much. You start looking at wokeness too much. There's a lot of times that you've just got to step away. And I actually have one Gmail account that I do not have any politics on or anything like that. I just got a couple of motivational stuff, maybe interesting stuff, biographies, biopics, a very, very nice site as well. And so be careful, because you are already unwillingly exposed to a lot of negativity and problems in that without creating it for yourself. So be careful what is giving you your dopamine shots from social media, internet, and media these days. So, you know, people become opinionated. Even, as I say, the most well-intended person or people on YouTube or TikTok or X or whatever, they are opinionated, and you are rejected, cancelled, and pushed out. If you don't like, how many times have people said, if you don't like it, leave? You know, I've got enough people with me, so leave. So yeah, when you are full of resentment, opinion, hate, you don't have space. We're talking about the old story of the arrogant man who was a specialist in his field, and he went to the old man, and the old man was filling up his cup, and the cup was running over. And he said to the old man, "Are you stupid? You're filling up the cup and there's no more space in the cup and it's running over." And he says, "Yes. Why is your cup running over if you have no space for the good in your heart?" So we want because we are human. Hopefully this quote becomes famous because it's mine. We want because we are human. We refuse to change to receive what we want because we are human. Only we as humans can make the right choice. It's easy to follow the crowd, the mass hysteria, but it's difficult to be humble and see the truth. On that point, I'm going to say thank you very, very much for a trip down memory lane, for being a part of the stream. Smash the like button. Take a look at what you're exposing yourself to these days, this week. Expose yourself to a little bit of goodness. In the mornings, I walk out. I choose to not listen to the school bell and listen to the birds chirping in the trees. I appreciate the cold weather. I appreciate the warm weather. I appreciate the fact that I can actually walk in the weather. I'm trying. I'm not a master. I am a student. But from my side, I really, really hope you have an absolutely awesome week, that you expose yourself to what is going to give you peace and harmony, and meditate, not necessarily sitting with your legs crossed, but just a quiet time. Let your brain rest, take rest, have an awesome week. May you all just prosper this week. And I look forward to seeing you next week again. Take care, be good, and if you can't be good, at least be kind. Cheers, guys.